Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a quick recap of day four of the NCAA March Madness men's basketball. We had 8 games on Saturday, so we had 8 more games on Sunday. And the games, we had high drama, thrilling finishes, a couple of major upsets, and then some of the top seeds advancing quite comfortably. So let's quickly talk about the games here. Let's talk about the shocker of the day, which would go to the defending champion Florida Gators, going down to the number 9 Iowa, 73-72. Massive upset by the Iowa Cyclones against the Gators. Florida was the heavy favorite to actually go back to back. But that's the beauty of this tournament. You never know. I mean, Florida looked completely dominant. Not only that, I mean, throughout the last, I would say, the 2 months, they've probably been one of the best teams in the country. Yes, they did suffer a loss in the SEC championship to Vanderbilt, but um, Florida they were down by double digits in the second half, rallied back, put on a huge run, actually went up with 2 and 3 minutes to go. But Iowa showed resiliency, was able to completely come back, and it was quite insane, kind of seeing it with Florida taking a lead, and then Iowa basically um, going down the floor and hitting a three-pointer to take a 1 point lead, and Florida still had 4.5 seconds to dribble the ball across the court, but a turnover at the end cost Florida a chance to go into the Sweet 16 and chance to repeat as the national champions. On the other ones, another buzzer beater that we saw was in the Kansas and St. John's game. It looked like the St. John's was completely in control of the game, and Kansas kept chipping away, and it turned out to be that the game did go on to be tied. And Dylan Darling, who was 0 for 4 for the day, and I think Patino even said in the post game that for a guy who has not even hit a single shot, he wanted to call a play for him. But I do think that a lot of mismanagement of foul situation by Bill Self from Kansas, I think led to that defeat. I think they had only given up 2 or 3 fouls, and I think there was 11 seconds or something to go, and St. John slowly was able to bring the ball up with 4 seconds to go, 3.94 seconds to go, I think, and Darling was able to dribble across along the. I think it seemed like Kansas players didn't want to foul him and put him one-on-one situation, but I do think that opened up the lane for Dylan Darling, and then he hit a dramatic layup as time expired um, for his first basket of the game. That's like I said, and it's a shocking exit for the Jayhawks. Um, the other ones, quite competitive games you had, were Tennessee, Virginia, um, held off a late Cavaliers rally in a defensive battle, and then Purdue kind of putting away Miami of Florida 69, and then Iowa State had no issues against Kentucky. Other results, I mean, you had number 1 Arizona easily prevailing over Utah State, number 4 Alabama. I mean, it's a blowout. I mean, it was such a late game. I think the game didn't tip off until like almost 10 o'clock Eastern. As for my alma mater going against Dr. Dan's UCLA Bruins, close game. UCLA jumped on early, but the story of the day, last game was Reed, who had 30 points and 27 rebounds or so. But this game, it was all about Alex Caravan, who was having an up and down the last 4 or 5 games. But this is his last foray into college basketball. So he was giving everything he had. He put the team on his shoulders, scored a career high 27 points, and and put UConn on his shoulders, as I mentioned, and took them. And I think some notable performances were Jaden Ross, his defense and his timely three pointers, and then Mullins slowly getting off a slump a little bit, even though his 3 point shooting is still below par. Was able to chip away with good free throws and a couple of jumpers in the paint. So when you think about the standout performances, you had Fletcher Lawyer from Purdue who scored 24 points. And then I think the strong team effort overall by Iowa against Florida. I think their attack was balanced, efficient scoring. And then for UConn, it's more about rebounding. I think they go against Michigan State. We'll get to all the Sweet 16 preview at some point, but day four pretty much had fewer individual fireworks than, like we said, Saturday, but a lot of unforgettable memories. That is staple of March Madness, which is a driving layup with time expiring, or a three-pointer by Iowa to stun Florida to prevent a back-to-back championship for the Gators. So right now, we don't have any games right now, but the Sweet 16 matchups are coming up. Let's quickly talk about those matchups, and then we'll do like a detailed preview for that for sure. So let's talk about Purdue taking on number 11 Texas, the first four team that made it all the way to Sweet 16. You got a Big Ten showdown in Nebraska and Iowa. You got number one Arizona taking on Arkansas. You got Houston taking on Illinois. You got Dukes taking on St. John's. And then you got UConn taking on Michigan State. So that's when you think about it, Big Ten has been the story of the tournament so far. They actually have six teams in the NCAA Sweet 16, followed by Big East has actually got only two. Um, I think Big 12, I think you have, they got, SEC's got, I think you got Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee also. So I think, yeah, I think quite a few teams that are there, which are yet to show their full potential. But that's where we are. I mean, when you think about who we have each playing, I think Tennessee is not going to play. Oh, we got Alabama, Michigan, Tennessee, Iowa State. So those are the two things I was missing. And like I said, we got more games Thursday, uh, and then four games on Thursday, four games on Friday for a chance to go to Elite Eight. That'll be usually on Saturday and Sunday, and then that'll get us to the Final Four. So that's where we are with the NCAA men's bracket. Thanks again for listening and have a good rest of the day. And we'll be back to recap or preview the Sweet 16 when we get there.